Pretty recently, Minecraft introduced a new feature that completely revolutionized vanilla Minecraft Redstone. Okay, maybe not Redstone as a whole, but it's huge for reading and writing data. Someone made a way to read and write color images using old spaceship technology and boats, and I highly recommend giving that video a watch. Oh, hey, he thinks it's revolutionary too. But when this feature got announced, I immediately was reminded of a Redstone game that I made over 2 years ago and was inspired to make a better version of it using this new disk technology. Firstly, I thought that I'd do 18-year-old me justice by showing off this crazy contraption. This is a Minecraft deck building roguelike game, which just means you fight your way through various stages against random mobs while upgrading your deck the whole time. I want to say right at the gate that this is ultimately a proof of concept build and it has received no balancing. It's not a hard game. This is just showing at the time what I could do with Redstone, and I hadn't seen anyone else make something close to this. Even right now, the only other deck building card game that I know of is Tango Tech's Decked Out minigame on Hermitcraft Season 7. It is new cooler one on Season 9, but that is almost completely different. Finally, there's a world download in the description if you want to try it out for yourself. So I guess here's how to play. There are three main things that you should know about before you start playing, and then after that, you should be pretty much prepared for anything. So the first thing is what all of the buttons and lamps and different interest points in this little starting area mean. And I'm going to go through that here, starting on this side. So before you start any game, you need to make sure that this lamp is on. When this lamp is on, you can start the game. And to start the game, you press this button. You press a button, lamp lights up, and the cards start getting sorted. You draw some, an enemy's chosen. Everything starts kicking into gear and happening. The next lamp's over here. We have the lamp that is on when it's your turn, and the lamp that is on when you can play a card, as well as the end turn button. Whenever you're done playing cards for your turn, you're just gonna press a button, end the turn. This is the wall of status effects. So these are the ones that are applied to you. There are 4 different status effects: strength, regeneration, poison, and wither. Whenever you have a higher level of an effect, it will take priority over a lower level, just like it does in Minecraft. So you'll have just the highest one available. The only thing this doesn't tell you is the amount of turns you have the effect for, with the exception of wither, because that lasts until the end of the round. How you see the enemy mobs status effect is these beacons all the way over here. If they have a status effect, the beacon beam will be shooting up in the air and you'll be able to see it. So let me show you all the beacons real quick. The enemy can't have regeneration, so you have wither if it's 1 or 2, poison 1, 2, and 3, and then strength 1 through 4. It's not a certain one that's on, it's how many beams are on. Next, there's the main area with your health bar. There are 20 of these concrete powders. Whenever you lose health, they'll slowly go down, and if you gain health, it'll go back up. You can only have a maximum of 20 health. And you lose when you have 0 health, and then you take damage. There's the energy bar, so the amount of energy you have, they'll pop up. You gain 3 every turn, 3 when you start the game, and there's some cards that give you more energy. All the way across, there is, this is where the enemy is, so the enemy will be chosen from this pool. sent up, displayed here, and then their health bar up at the top should fill up. The way to kill enemies is they need to receive damage when they're on 0 health. So no lamps lit up, and then they take damage. It sends out the next guy. Over here, we've got the round indicator, whichever round you're on. So you start on the first round, and then on the 5th round, there's a boss, and on the 9th round, there's a boss. After the boss rounds, it will reset, and you'll be on the first round again with all the stuff you currently have. Up here are lecterns, so you can store the books you get whenever you kill an enemy. They'll drop a book containing all of the information about them, and that'll be delivered through here, as well as your reward in the currency of this game, Geep tokens. And also, whenever an enemy uses a move, a receipt from the move will be shot through here. So you can see what move it used, so you don't just, oh, I lost health, I don't know what it did. It'll tell you what move it is, and then if you have too many of them, you can chuck them in here. You just throw them down, press the button, sends them back into the system, so you'll never run out of them. I'll explain the shop section when we get to it a little bit later after we start. So sit tight, don't worry. Didn't forget about this. So after starting the game, you'll see this lamp is on. We have 4 cards on the ground that we can pick up. We have 3 starting energy, and we have a mob that we're up against with an amount of health. So the pig has 5 health plus the 1 to send it back. Cards are dispensed out of this dropper right here, and whenever you use them, it gets shuffled back up into your deck, so you can use it again. And each of the cards are laid out exactly the same, with the rarity at the top. You have the move name below that, and then you have everything that the card does. So this card costs 1 energy, and it does 4 damage. So if I were to play this, this would drop down, and then this health would drop down by 4. Some of the other cards have 0 cost, and they'll have other things, like this one has block, which will, for 1 turn, block 3 of the damage. This one has draw 2. It's just the starting cards you get. They're pretty tame, pretty basic. So I'm going to play one here. Stone Swing. So it's going to cost 1. It's going to deal 4 damage. And we'll see that happen. The thing that I'm least proud about this game is that it takes quite a while for the cards to be fully played. And the more things that the cards do, the longer it takes. So as you can see, stuff's moving around. Took 1 energy. It's going to start taking health away pretty soon. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can see when we're allowed to play a card again over here. So once this turns back on, we should be all good. Perfect. Okay, so it's left with 1 health. Let's see, we have Wooden Swing, which costs 0 and does 2 damage. So this will kill it, and then you'll see what happens when it gets taken away, and then the next round gets moved on. There goes the health, and the pig gets sent back. The stage indicator moves on 1, so we're on stage 2 now, or round 2. And a new mob should be chosen. Our next mob is the mushroom, which is a rare one, so this one doesn't happen super often. But the important part is we got some rewards for killing the pig. So we got the pig book, tells us about the pig, the moves it has, flavor text, and then what the moves do. And we could put, there, we collected the pig. You can get rid of the book if you want, because you have it here. You can look at it. But more importantly, we get the Geep tokens that we can spend in the shop. So let me show you how this works. Throw them in there. Get our 2. To initially stock the shop, we just press this button here. Boom. It costs 1. So he gets taken away, and we get 3 shop boxes. So the different colors correspond to different rarities. Each rarity costs 1 more. So since we only have 1, we can only afford a box that costs 1. All the boxes are laid out the same. The they're called the move you get. There's the price of it. So this costs 2 geep, and then what the move does is in this line. So this costs 2 energy, and it has 4. It gives you strength 4 for 1 turn. This one costs 2. And it costs 2 energy, and you draw 6 cards, which is pretty good. And here's one that costs 1. It costs 3 energy, deals 7 damage, and has a 25% chance to strike critically. So we're going to buy this. This goes up. Gets canceled out right here. Shop kicks into gear, and the card gets put into our deck up here. So here it comes. So there's the card we just got, Lucky Iron Swing. I think there was like 60 cards that I made for this. So there's a bunch of different ones that you can get, and they all get shuffled around up here constantly. All right, so losing the game, I simulated myself taking 21 damage, which would kill me and end the game. And I can show you how to reset the whole system so that it'll run again. When the health falls, it stacks up on the other side, which I thought was funny. Goes with the theme of everything sort of being ingrained with the redstone, just like how this is in the front of the shop, but it's an essential part to how the redstone works. I think it's a really cool look. I didn't see it exactly, but we hit 0, and now everything starts resetting. So the mob gets put away, our health starts getting set back, all of our cards get spit out, and what we need to do with these is we just need to chuck them into the system. So you can put them in individually into the dropper, but it's faster to just chuck them here. This will go out, and the light will turn back on so that you can play again. If you want to see specific cards or effects working, but you don't want to play the game and try to roll them in the shop, you can come up here, and before you start playing, everything will be put away into this chest for storage. And you can look through here, find a card you like, and give it a shot. There's a bunch of potion effect ones. There's ones that just deal a lot of damage. Just makes it a little bit harder when the game is on, because then everything is swirling around and you can't see any of the card names. You gotta stand in the thing and pick them up and look at them there. When you lose, you can keep the books you got. That's fine. You don't have to return those because you killed them before, and you're able to play again with the knowledge of what each of the mobs do and their moves. Even if you do everything right, this game will still sometimes break. The level indicator is probably my least reliable uh, thing out of this, which sucks because it's my favorite thing that I made. Other points of failure would be the adaptive card storage system for the cards you buy from the shop. Sometimes I did my best to fix it, but sometimes these blocks are extended when they should be retracted. I'd have to redesign the whole thing. The card sorter here, if you send cards out too quickly, they'll get mix matched. Oh, also, if you buy stuff from the shop too quickly, it could break it. I'm wanting to address all of these problems, and I'm sure some more that I missed, by making a second version of this, one that works a lot quicker and has a ton more features and stuff like that. And I've already started working on a few little contraptions for it, but the majority I've been waiting to get this video out before I start really diving into it. Once again, there's a world download down in the description if you want to come in and check out any of these components that I've made here, try to catch them working, and I'm always happy to answer any questions that you could have. I actually have pretty easy access to all of the structure files that I used with this, which is just all of these uh, different components here I made in a separate world and then saved as a structure file. So those are in this world if you know how to use those and want to check them out. And that about wraps it up. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry if this was kind of all over the place and didn't have a lot of cohesion. I want to give a special thank you to my friend Steven, who made me the montage music that I use. And thank you to you for watching. Subscribing helps me the most, and I hope I'll have something new to show you pretty soon.